Which suburb do you think in Sydney is now becoming, I'm not meaning affordable, I just mean which suburb is really, tickling your fancy that's very different to maybe 5-10 years ago?
Again, it's on a relative basis.
Yeah.
The inner ring is providing more value than a fringe suburb right now.
Inner ring, that means CBD, you're saying?
No, sorry. When I mean inner ring, I mean like around the Concords, around the Strathfield.
Right in the middle of Sydney.
Right in that inner ring, Ermington, those types of areas. And, there will always be a requirement for a home with a backyard. Like, I think that's a fundamental part of Aussie culture. No matter what they say, apartments will always be a transient place for families to be, but the goal will always be, how can I get myself my own place with a bit of a courtyard or a little bit of a backyard? That will always be in high demand. So I don't see, it will happen as a function of financial needs where people have no choice but to live in apartments, but there will always be an aspiring demand for a house with its own land. Now, what you see happening in the fringe suburbs, they are selling these blocks on 350, 400 square meters.
It's not small.
Which is, again, the people that are buying them, they're coming from, majority migrants, they're coming from areas where that is considered a large block. But in the cultural standing of Australia and Sydney, it's a relatively small block. So you kind of go, if that's the type of if that's the type of budget people are paying for in these fringe suburbs, what you're getting in an Ermington or that inner ring, between Parramatta all the way to the CBD, people are doing subdivisions on blocks and doing duplexes or townhouses. I think that is, in that ring, is the next place to buy because you are getting land.
I'm seeing a lot of Strathfield crazy house.
Concord, beautiful homes being built. And you kind of go, what is that? And like everyone's like, I don't want to live in a duplex.
Yeah.
But apparently a duplex in the inner ring on 400 square meters is somehow, at the same price point, by the way, is somehow less desirable than a 400 square meter, self-standing home in the fringe. I personally don't understand that difference. I would rather the inner ring house built just as nicely, costing around the same price, but you're, again, more accessible to coming back to work. You're working in Parramatta, you're working in Bella Vista, you're working in the CBD. That's my personal view on, if you are buying, that ring will always have a lot more value.